Okay. We're going.
What's up, guys?
We're on what podcast five
Five.
now? Yeah,
Number five.
number five. We're getting up there, man.
Yeah.
So
It's
really
so
well.
easy to crank them out.
It is. It actually is. A lot of people think that it's like really difficult to do this and like very time consuming. It's really not. It's only an hour.
Yeah.
You know, hour's
Not
not
a big
that
deal.
long.
Well, I'm Austin,
I'm Mitch,
and I'm Austin.
and this is
1 hour, one take.
with Mitch and Austin. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for thank you for the continuous support. We've had a lot of people say good things about it, and we've had a lot of positive feedback and a lot of good ideas thrown at us and stuff. So hopefully we can continue to make these and we can try to make them better and better, which will be that'll be awesome. I'm actually getting excited about this because like at first it was something where I just wanted to do it for fun, and like I'm still doing it for fun, but at the same time I'm like trying to kind of
It's cool to see how other people react to your stuff and
yeah.
how supportive everyone is.
It's for like at this moment in time, it's like, well, this is actually like something that I enjoy doing this and it's fun, but like it's something that I'm trying to like get better at it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like I wanna be an interesting person to listen to, I guess. Is what
So
I'm getting at.
yeah. So first thing I want to talk about is how I think it is so interesting. So if you don't know, if you don't have me or Mitchell on Snapchat,
You're missing out.
you
number one.
really are missing out. But basically, if you want to be the most popular kid at a function or in a group or with your friends, bring a microphone.
Like a nice one.
Yeah, I mean, either way, it's just for some reason it's so fun that everyone's phone has one, but something about holding the actual microphone makes everyone want to be like a TV reporter.
Yeah, it's something
It's
that, like,
hilarious.
well, the thing is, like, not a lot of people get the opportunity to hold a mic and talk into a mic, and you know what I mean? Like, you don't get that kind of exposure. Most people don't, at least. Unless you're kind of in the arts side, like the music side, you know what I mean? A lot of people
Yeah.
don't get that. So it's like, it's just an experience that everybody wants to have, but doesn't have access to all the time. So it's something where, I feel like people will, they're very intrigued by it.
Yeah, I think it's.
So they want to be a part
I
of
think
it.
it's really a party pleaser.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you think about it, if you're at a party and everybody's passing around this mic and saying something funny into the camera, like, what are you gonna think?
You're gonna
I
be like,
want to be a
on
part of that.
Yeah.
I want to do that too.
Mhm.
So I don't blame anybody for feeling that way.
Yeah. You know what? Okay, I've been thinking about this. Something that would be so funny, and you'd probably, as a, financial endeavor, it wouldn't be a bad idea. So Mitchell and I came into some lighting equipment for like cameras and
We
photos.
really
and-
haven't used it.
We haven't used it
I
to
mean, I
its
used it a couple
extent.
times,
Yeah,
but-
to its extent, we haven't used it very much. And it's basically these really nice lights that they would set up for like family or like school photos almost.
Think about the life touch photos you get for like picture day.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Similar to that
It's
kind
like
of
that.
setup. They've got like the backlights and then the flash and all that. So we got all these things, and something I was thinking about is if we went to like a social gathering, like a party or something like that, and we set up a little studio and told people take a picture with your friends for $1. I think that'd be, who wouldn't want to hop in? It's like at those photo booths,
Mm-hmm.
Like if you see a photo booth, you don't really care about the freaking strip of photos. You want to just be in the photo booth because you think it's fun. Same thing, same
I
idea.
care about the strip of photos. I think that's sweet.
Well, yeah, it's kind of cool, but you know
That's
what I
dope.
mean. It's not like no one would normally go out of their way to, take those pictures. I think it's kind of weird. Those pictures are like literally just,
They're so bad.
they're just so lame.
They're horrible.
It's just like in this little room.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like a Polaroid but worse.
Mm-hmm.
Which
much.
I like Polaroids.
Polaroids are fun.
Yeah, I think they're cool, and I like that they're kind of coming back around because that was like a thing from way back in the day. But like,
Fun fact about Polaroids. You're not supposed to actually shake them.
well, yeah, it actually can mess up what are the silver nitrate inside of
Mhm.
it. Yeah, you're not supposed to shake them.
Yeah,
You're
it
supposed to let
does make
them-
it go quicker if you shake it, but you're supposed to just let them sit out.
Yeah, you just let them naturally expose themselves or develop themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So if you print out a Polaroid,
It'll come out better if you just leave it.
Just leave it. Yeah, don't mess with it. Be careful with them.
Yeah.
Because those are precious memories.
They really are.
If you're taking a Polaroid, it probably means, something to you.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a moment thing,
Yeah. Polaroids are... Well, so the thing is with Polaroids is you have to really get the right shot because you only have so much paper.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And
it's kind of expensive, too,
yeah,
the paper is.
The paper really is, for what you get out of it.
You get, 10 sheets or 15 sheets in, one little thing, and it's, they're, 15 or $20. It's almost like $1 a piece.
You know what I
Maybe
found
a little
myself
more.
doing, weirdly often?
Huh.
I have a the Walgreens app, the photo print app.
Really?
I print just a lot of pictures, and I just have them.
Really?
I like keeping hard copies.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. I lost a lot of them, but I used to print a bunch of pictures.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I've wanted to do for a long time is start
It's so
printing out more of my
cheap to
pictures.
get a
Yeah,
lot.
they're not that expensive.
It's easier if you buy them all in bulk too. So if you get a bunch of pictures you want to print out, just send them over and get them printed. You can get them printed 8x10s too, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah,
they come out nice.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, I printed a couple pictures for my photography class. You do photo 1 at Loveland is you shoot everything in 35mm film, and then you develop it in class, and then you print it in class. You do the whole process yourself. But I took a couple pictures, or one of my projects you had to print out pictures. I think you had to print out digitals, and I ended up just running to Walgreens to print them out. But it was really easy to do. So
it's a really simple process. Funny thing about Photo 1, so my class was kind of a diverse group. There were some kids that are so for those of you that don't know, personally I think Loveland is pretty cliquey, pretty sectioned in, groups.
I think it can be, but
it really, especially in our grade, I felt like it really was.
I don't know, I felt like our grade especially towards the end of school. I feel like at the beginning of senior year is a lot more cliquey, but by the end of school.
But I was comparing to other grades though, our grade really was pretty cliquey. Groups didn't deviate from other groups very, very often.
I guess we just had totally different experiences there.
Really?
I feel like everybody was. I don't know. To me, I started out senior year, with a bad mindset and a bad mentality, and just I kind of had that mentality all throughout high school, but by the end of senior year there was this whole just total paradigm shift for me where I was
really,
I just by the end of it I was I have friends in every different group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and
that's what I felt
once you start putting yourself out there, it gets a lot easier to do stuff.
Yeah.
Like that.
I felt very included into a lot of groups. I didn't feel like a lot of groups were pushing me out or didn't want me. You know what I mean? I felt good about that. I think that was something that helped me a lot. Just getting through senior year.
Yeah. But the point I was trying to get at is that my photo class was basically a pretty diverse bunch of, types of people, athletic or non-athletic or, not, I don't want to say popular, but you know what I mean. And I remember there was...
Well, no, okay, that shouldn't offend anybody. I say popular, not popular. It's it's...
It
doesn't make you any less of a person.
Yeah. So, but there was... I remember one girl in my class, so, my class was 3 guys and I think 24 girls. I don't know how that ended up happening, but that's what it was. And so basically there were all these girls always talking and yelling and stuff. I'm not stereotyping girls, I'm just saying this class was a really loud class, and everyone was always talking. And I remember there's this one girl in the class that never talked, and I can't even remember what she looks like, honestly, because she never said anything to me meaningful. I don't remember her very much. She was older, I know that, but I was in the darkroom one day working on a print, and the darkroom is dark, right?
Oh,
so I walk in.
By nature, yeah.
I walk in, and so normally you can tell who's in there, and I guess my eyes just didn't adjust right, and I had no idea anyone else was in there. And all of a sudden, I'm printing my photo, and I just heard this I heard the light flick on, and I just saw a silhouette of that girl just standing there, and it freaked me out so bad. I was oh. And she kind of just like looked at me. She didn't say anything either. She just like looked at me, and I was like, "Hey." Luckily, I wasn't doing anything bad. I mean, I don't know what I would do.
What bad would you do in a dark room?
I don't know.
Okay, all right, I take that back.
Draw a wiener on the wall.
I take that back. I know there. If you guys have heard the legends and the stories, there are a number of stories about the dark room at Loveland High School. I don't know how true they are, but definitely heard some stories.
The ones about the instructor?
The instructor?
People used to tell me one of the photo teachers used to do a little lighten up in the dark room. I don't believe that.
Oh, I don't. There's no way that's true. Well, number one, there's no way that's true. But number two, that was also like that. That is not the rumor I've heard. I've heard a number of different rumors, so I really don't know. I don't know if they're true. I'm just gonna believe that they're not true. It's easier to think, you know. It's honestly easier to just see the good in people, and just like be like, I don't think a person would actually do that.
You want to hear a really sad story about rumors?
Mm-hmm.
When I heard there wasn't actually a pool on the roof of the high school, I was so sad.
Really?
Well,
I knew there wasn't. I never like. I
came into high school so naive.
Really?
I knew almost nothing about high school.
Really?
I honestly didn't understand what varsity and JV meant.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, why is one not like... I didn't understand that JV stood for junior varsity. And I didn't know why there was a junior varsity to a varsity. I didn't know what varsity meant.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the same time, I believed there was a pool on the roof.
I don't know.
And then I was also that kid that I had to run to class. Sometimes, not all the time. I didn't want to be like a total dweeb.
Is this only freshman year or
freshman year?
Yeah.
It was freshman year. I definitely got less weird, but like,
yeah.
I remember. So like, I thought it wasn't a choice to take band in high school, so I took band freshman year.
Yeah.
And basically.
Then you probably learned pretty quick that it was a choice.
Yeah. I learned very quickly. Everyone was like this freaking nerd with his trumpet.
Yeah.
And basically, I would have to get out of band class, lock up my trumpet in the locker, and then run all the way across the school to English, and I would get in trouble with my English teacher, and he'd be like, "Why are you late?" And I'd be like, "I'm sorry, sir. Like, I'm sorry."
Hold on, who's your English teacher?
Mr. Hutzel.
Hutzel.
Yeah.
I can't remember who I had that I just totally hated. Maybe it wasn't in English. No, it wasn't English class, because I think the only male teacher I had... Or no, I had two male teachers. I had Jones, he was dope. If anybody had Mr. Jones, super nice guy. And then, I mean, it's super weird too, but like, super cool. Like, I like that guy a lot. And then Mr. Damewood, who is absolutely a dog. If anybody had Mr. Damewood, that dude is like a legend in my book.
I did not have Damewood.
Also, shout out Ken Zinneker, if he's listening. I highly doubt that he is, but it's possible.
It's
that
Popsicle.
guy, it's Popsicle. Ken Zinneker is a brightly shining light in the universe of my high school career.
You want to hear another sad story?
Sure.
Not a sad story, just me being stupid.
Yeah.
So, senior year I took honors, not honors, I just took social psych.
Mm-hmm.
The
Did
reason
you go to Lowry?
Yeah, I did.
She was awesome.
I don't regret taking that class at all. It's a great class.
No, awesome class.
The thing that sucks, though, is the reason I took that class was to get an honors diploma, because you have to have 4 years of social studies, and I didn't have one for that year.
Yeah.
So I took that class, but you know what class it bumped out?
What?
It's fantasy sci-fi with Mr. Zinneker.
Oh, yeah. I took fantasy. What did I feel like I switched into fantasy.
I took so many classes I did not need to take. Prob stats. If you ever think you need prob stats, you don't. You'll hate it, and you'll hate your life.
Is that Mrs. Burkett?
Ms. Burkett, yeah.
Okay. I know.
Okay,
we keep name dropping here, but
yeah,
whatever.
It doesn't matter.
I'm
sorry.
Okay, you know what? No, if Mrs. Burkett is listening to this, I hate you.
Yeah, no.
I actually hate you.
What's your deal with the whiteboard? So she has this thing. She won't let you touch her whiteboard.
Or even get near it.
But she'll let people write on her board. So she'll, like, if you're answering questions.
Yeah.
I remember
but, like,
one time.
you can't put your hand
It was
on
so
the
weird,
board.
because, I palm press when I write, like most people.
Yeah.
And I went up to answer something and put my hand on the board, and she flipped on me. just absolutely went off, and she was like threatening to lower my grade for touching the board, and I was like,
What?
I was like, you can't do that.
Okay, no, I actually really hate her because she just like didn't like me from the beginning. Like she just never liked me. And phone.
I'm
Dog.
sorry, hold up.
We talked about this in 3.
I'm
3.
having issues not checking my phone.
Talked
right
about
now.
this in 3, right? Was it 3?
Yeah.
With Owen, yeah. We talked about this in 3, trying to keep phones to a minimum. And Austin's over here. Austin even agreed. He was like, yeah, I'm just going to check it every once in a while.
I did check it every once in a while.
That's a Mitch. Anyway,
It's not that I'm not listening.
well, I hate Mrs. Burkett, and she just always hated me too from the beginning. Like,
She hated me too.
from like the very start, she just hated me. And I mean, I'm not saying I was a great student and she just hated me, because I wasn't a great student. I was a really bad student actually, but she just really didn't like me. And so like when I think I had her sophomore year, I want to say, for math 3, which
That's algebra 2. Yeah.
yeah. So I took that sophomore year, and she
I'm sorry. You had her for math 3?
Yeah, it ruined it. Totally ruined it.
Dude, my math 3 class was so great. We had Miss Shelley.
Yeah.
And so she didn't really have a room. She had one of those carts where she'd like carts all her stuff
she
around.
just bounced around.
And we would just be in Mr. Boulder's room. Or Bodler. We'd be in his room, and I sat kind of in the back, and she would always put her little like stand of like binders and whatever up front. And I sat in the back right, and me and my friends would... It's a 90-minute class. I swear to you, every day that we didn't have a test, I was on Hacker Typer for 90 minutes.
Just typing away.
Just typing away.
Doing nothing.
Working on my carpal tunnel. I'm digging that tunnel.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, but I had Mrs. Burkett sophomore year.
Isn't carpal tunnel like a myth?
No, I think that's real.
No, like getting it from keyboards.
I mean, I think it's probably more like arthritis, where it just kind of happens.
Because I remember that was a whole thing, was like the ergonomic keyboards they were coming out with, because
like
you
those
get carpal tunnel
stupid
from...
2-part keyboards, those suck.
Or the ones that are like shaped like a ball.
What?
You ever seen those?
That's a thing?
There's like a keyboard, and it's like like you're supposed to like hold it.
That's so stupid.
Yeah.
That's so dumb.
Mm-hmm.
How are you supposed to like hunt and peck? Because, dude,
I don't
sometimes
know.
I still hunt and peck. You know what I mean? Just like index finger.
I mean, every once in a while. If I do that for numbers.
Yeah.
But I can type pretty well with with my when I'm typing words. I'm actually like a naturally good writer. I can, if you give me an essay, I will ace that, and like it's no problem. But if you give me a test, I will most likely get a C or worse. Because like the thing is,
Depends on the subject for me.
Well, I was really bothered by high school English because, first of all, this started my freshman year when I had Mr. Hutzel.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 books we had to read were Lord of the Flies and Animal Farm. So we did the Animal Farm section first, which, if you don't know, Animal Farm is this book about animals that represent communist Russia. And I actually read that book. It was very hard for me to grasp, but I still read it, right? And we get to class, and I ended up getting a C+ on the unit. And I was like mad, because I like put a lot of time into that book, and the next one I was like, screw that, I'm not reading Lord of the Flies. You know, it's stupid. And it was, you know, instead of a test at the end of the unit, we had an essay, and I ended up with the same grade as the first one, and I didn't read the book. So I don't believe in reading the stupid books. It just, no.
Yeah.
When I had to read the Old Testament of the Bible for junior English, that made me mad.
Really? Did you take honors?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't. Screw that.
Yeah, and you were supposed to, like, annotate it, and some people literally wrote... Okay, annotations...
Almost the damn Bible
Yeah,
themselves.
they've almost basically transcribed the exact same thing without paraphrasing. And it was just insane. It's just like, how do you spend that much time doing that?
I don't get it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, back to my story about Mrs. Burkett. I need to finish this. This is almost like Owen's turtle story that we told because kept getting interrupted. Just can never go back to. Anyway, I had Miss Burkett sophomore year. I heard Miss Burkett sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
And sophomore year, I dislocated my ankle and broke my fibula. I had her year long
Oh,
for 45 minutes.
that's rough.
So on New Year's, I broke my, dislocated my ankle, broke my fibula.
Trying to jump on a rocket.
Yeah, I was doing.
Oh wait, that's 4th of
Parkour.
July. What am I talking about?
That's
New Year's.
I was doing parkour, and no, just kidding. But no, I did do that. So I was in a cast for like 8 weeks or something like that, and then I rode a knee scooter around school. That thing was so fun. But yeah, if anybody breaks their lower leg and they can get access to a knee scooter, 100% recommend that. It's so much better than a wheelchair or crutching around. It's actually awesome.
Didn't someone throw a sandwich at you?
Okay, I'll
when
tell
you were-
that story after this one.
I just I don't know why I thought about that.
Yeah, I'll shout him out too. I'll name drop on that one, cause I don't care. It's
Okay.
fine. He probably won't care either. Anyway, he probably won't listen, to be honest. But anyway,
I don't care.
yeah, I don't care either. So yeah, sophomore year, broke my leg. Well, I had the knee scooter, and like every class, I would roll into class, and I'd park it right next to my desk, and I'd it's fine, everything's fine. Well, in Miss Burkett's class, I rolled into class. She was like, "Oh my God, you broke your leg, and I was like, "Yeah." Now what? And she was like, all salty at me because I was on this scooter and she wasn't. I think that's what she was pissed about because I got
Honestly,
to
I
whip
can
around
totally
school.
see her riding one of those, but with no injury. She just
Yeah,
needs one.
I would ride one of those things, dude. After spending amount of time on that thing, it was so fun.
I've never broken a bone, so I wouldn't know.
That was my first time I ever broke a bone.
Really?
Yeah, but it's weird too. I was talking about how I have never broken a bone before, 2 nights before that.
You cursed yourself.
Yeah, right. It's one of those things. I guess I didn't knock on wood. But anyway, so park my scooter next to every desk that I'm in every class. Well, she was like, she got all mad at me and she was like, "You can't park that next to your desk. You're gonna block off the aisleway." And I'm like, "Sorry, I'm injured. I don't know what you want me to do." And so she basically made me park the scooter in the back of the class, and my desk was almost in the front of the classroom. So
You had to hobble.
yeah, I would hop because I couldn't put any weight on my ankle or my foot at all. I couldn't stand on my leg. So I would have to hop from the back of the class to the front of the class with a backpack on.
Dude, she's just unnecessary.
No, she sucks. And then we also had a fire drill that she knew about, and she was like, "Okay, the fire alarm went off." She was like, "Just a drill, blah blah blah." We were starting to go downstairs. Well, yeah, her class. If you don't know, her class is on the 3rd floor, and fire alarm goes off. I was like, I'm just gonna sit at the top of the stairwell, and I'll just hang out here, no worries, because it's just a drill. Well, she was like, "No, you need to go down," and I was like, "How?" And she was like, "You can hop down. Someone will carry your scooter," and I was like, "Why?" Because I'm like, "Why are you making me do this?"
You know what you should have done? You should have fallen or something, make her feel really bad.
She wouldn't feel bad. She would just. She sucks.
Yeah,
She
she's
sucks.
honestly very mean.
But
She
yeah.
hurt my feelings more than she hurt my grades.
Which probably she hurt your grades.
She hurt my grades
quite a
pretty
lot.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, she
yeah.
would.
But she
remember-
made me jump down the whole stair set, and then okay, this is some BS too. Okay, when the fire alarm's going off, the elevators don't work, right? That's why I had to go down the stairs. But then we came back inside, the elevators turned back on because the fire alarm's not going off anymore. Well, I was like, "Can I go not up the stairs and on the elevator?" And she sat there and thought about it. She was like, "Can you just go up the stairs?" And I was like, "No, I'm not going up the stairs. I have one leg. No."
She's just so.
And she was like, "You have to be really fast." And I was like, "No, I'm gonna go at the speed that I'm gonna go.
Usain Bolt of
Yeah,
broken
like
leg.
like I can totally haul ass on that scooter, but I'm not going to. Because I don't want to hurt
She's
myself
honestly
again.
just so hurtful. She was like actually mean to me. So like
No, she sucks.
when sometimes she'll just tell everyone to go up to the board and answer.
Yeah.
But sometimes she'll pick like
She'll,
one
like,
person.
single you out.
Yeah. So she picked me for a equation or whatever, prob stats. It was stupid. And I went up there and I tried to answer it as best I could, right? And this is like my grades were already slipping, so I'm like working really hard to get them back up.
Mm-hmm.
So I was actually trying. And I went up there and she literally laughed at my answer and said, "You're kidding." And I was like, "No, I'm not kidding."
Yeah, she does do that.
I
She
was
goes,
like,
I'm like, you're kidding.
What? It just like hurt my feelings, and everyone in the class was like, "Oh, look at Austin, he's an idiot."
Yeah, no.
I was like,
She sucks. I actually...
wiping my tears and walking back to my desk.
Yeah. If she's listening to this, I hate you.
Stop listening to
You're
it.
the only person that I hate in this entire universe. I actually don't hate anybody except for you. Stop listening. You're not invited. You're actually not invited to this party. God, she sucks. I really did not like her. And I know a lot of other people didn't like her. But there were some weird people who were like, "Oh my god, I love Miss Burkett." Yeah, because she loved you back.
Yeah. She's so sexist, too.
Oh, totally. Against dudes.
I know. She's a very feminist woman.
Yeah, that drives me nuts. Like,
I don't understand that.
don't... Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez. It just made a bunch of noise.
Well,
Oh, well.
I think we have to end it. I'm just kidding.
Should we just start again?
No. So right now I'm sitting and looking at this can of Febreze, and it's giving me a headache because I'm having PTSD. So like,
If anybody has Austin on Snapchat, you might remember.
so I made a video, right, and I was remaking this Vine where basically I was imitating a like a 13-year-old getting ready for a party, and it's basically like supposed to spray Axe all over you and like like
That's what 13-year-olds
just that's what 13-year-olds do, because that's what they smell like. They smell like Hollister clothing and Axe.
Or just dirty
And-
socks.
You know, I'm not like
One or the other.
I'm not a 13-year-old dirtbag, so I didn't have any Axe. So I sprayed Febreze on myself, and worst decision ever, because I
Because you sprayed it a lot, and then you also
Yeah.
messed it up like once or twice.
yeah,
so
and
you had to,
it like
redo
got
it.
in my mouth, and then it was all over. It was like to the point where my hoodie was wet.
Yeah. That's
and it
so
was, like,
nasty. The other
I
night,
don't know. It was like bad.
the other
And-
night when we were leaving Summit Park, after our podcast, when Ryan slammed that sweet tea onto a trash can,
So basically,
it sprayed all over me, and I literally had sweet tea on my t-shirt.
a
still wearing the
visual
t-shirt.
for a visual for you all is there's two trash cans on the right, me, Mitchell, and Ryan walking down the path. Ryan goes up and goes, "Watch this," and jumps and tries to slam dunk his half full sweet tea in the trash can.
He was trying to Shaquille O'Neal this McDonald's cup into a
And
trash
basically-
can that had a
basically,
big brim around it.
he
so-
missed.
Well, yeah, it was a small little opening.
Yeah, and he missed and hit the brim, and it exploded everywhere, and it was all over Mitch.
Yeah. Oh
And
well.
Mitchell is still wearing
the shirt from last night.
Yeah.
The thing is, these podcasts get recorded like a day apart from one another or less.
The podcasts are really impromptu, you know?
Yeah.
We're just kind of like, you want to shoot a podcast?
I mean,
And it
yeah,
just-
you asked me earlier, you were like, "Do you want to shoot a podcast when we get back to my house?" And I was like, "No, dude, I'm so tired." And then we started doing Snapchat vines, and then I was like, "Ah, let's shoot
just
a podcast."
hop right back in it.
Yeah. So I don't know. They just come about every once in a while.
Okay, and something for the people who have me on Snap. The reason I make Snapchat Vines is because, first of all, I want people to know the Vines I like, but also I think it is way funnier when I do it because like, it's just like it has like a certain level of idiocracy added. it's just stupid when I do it because
alright.
like, you know, some
that
people
that comment started out very, like, almost narcissistic, like. But
No,
then
no, no,
it
yeah,
like, turned to
no.
I'm an idiot.
It's not.
So-
It's not like, yeah, I record my own movies because I don't like anyone but myself.
Yeah.
No, it's not like
It
that.
started out like that.
No,
and
I
was
just think
like-
I think it's funnier when I do it because it's just stupid and it's like a memory with me and my friends and it just makes me laugh.
I'm cracking my knuckles. Hold on, watch this.
Hold up, I'll do my toe.
That's okay. So basically, we're watching right now because we have a live feed of like our audio levels.
Yeah,
So,
so
like,
I was trying to crack my
When you
toe loud
crack your
enough to-
knuckle or whatever, then you can see it pop up like the little. Oh. Like I could see that little blip. That's kind of funny.
So, something I was thinking about earlier today, I kind of talked to you about it a little bit. I don't... driving a Chevy... What is that? A Suburban?
Oh my god.
Driving a Chevy Suburban, it's a big SUV, but it does not give you a reason
Okay,
to
it's
be
not a school
driving
bus.
all over the road. Okay?
It's not a school bus.
Well, people drive them like they're big rigs, and they have to be like over the line, pushing me going the other way, almost off the road.
Yeah.
It's unnecessary, because I know damn well there are people with those big commercial trucks or commercial vans that can drive perfectly fine, and you're just being unnecessary because you think your car's bigger than anybody else's. You're talking to your housewife friends on the phone or whatever.
Yeah, no, that drives me nuts.
Oh my, it's just, there's no reason.
The thing is, like, there are dudes who drive a 3500 truck,
Big truck.
like a big dually, you know, with the double axle in the rear, right? Like the whole, you know. And then they have like a trailer with 2 cars on top of the trailer. Like this thing is like, you know, 20,000 pounds. Like just some dumb amount of weight. It's huge. It's like a boat. And they can bounce it in between the lines, no problem. Because they pay attention to what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And they're good drivers. The people who drive and don't pay attention to what they're doing and don't care about what they're doing, those are the kind of people that kill other people.
Well, I almost had an issue today.
Yeah.
Because I was going, first of all, shout out Starbucks, sponsor us. I was going to Starbucks because I've lately been addicted to cold brew coffee. Very into it.
Still haven't tried it.
It's a dream. It really is. But, I'm going through the drive-thru, getting my coffee, and like that parking lot, like the Chipotle and Starbucks on Love Madeira.
And now what? T-Mobile too?
T-Mobile and Sports Clips also, I
Yeah,
think.
interesting.
But that strip mall, that parking lot is chaotic. Between that parking lot and the Harper's Point corner parking lot,
Mm-hmm.
I am surprised I've never hit anyone. Or been hit. Because
Yeah.
people drive like idiots. So it's a parking lot. You shouldn't be driving more than 25 at the most. And it's a pretty small parking lot at
It's
that.
a very small parking lot.
Yeah. And
I don't go over 10 in that parking lot.
I was pulling out of the drive-thru. I just got my drink. I'm feeling good. Guy whips in to the parking lot going at least 40 and cut right across me basically, not even noticing that I was there.
Mm-hmm.
And if I hadn't stopped, it would have been a T-bone collision. And it was just I don't think that's okay. And it's just ridiculous that people can do that. And then, like, just to add, like, a cherry on top, he, like, literally threw, like a napkin out the window. Like, right there. And I was like, come on. Don't.
Okay, what people don't understand is, like, that, like, they don't understand that driving is not a right.
Mm-hmm.
It's a privilege.
It really is.
And it should be taken away more often.
Mm-hmm.
I think it should.
Because there's
Because people don't-
definitely ways to get around.
The thing is, people don't realize the magnitude of, like,
What you can do.
the consequences of what could come of what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Where, like, I'll admit, I text and drive every once in a while.
I do too.
I try really hard not to, though. Because, especially for me, because I'm so aware of, like, motorcyclists. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because I ride. So, you know, I'm aware of there are bikes around, and they're hard to see.
Mm-hmm.
But there are people who will text and drive, and they don't give a shit what's around them.
Well, and the thing
Like-
with that is, like, isn't it with the bikes, most deaths are from rear end collisions?
Yeah, Yeah, so a rear end collision to a motorcyclist is absolutely, without it, the numbers have shown it is proven to be the most deadly crash for a motorcyclist. It's just a rear end impact.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is, in the state of Ohio, I feel a lot of people know that in the state of California, lane splitting and lane filtering are legal. And it's not like specifically stated in any law that it is legal, but it's not stated in
That's
any law
where
to
the
not
motorcycle goes up the lane line and
you can, yeah,
kind
so
of gaps between
in the state of
the
California,
cars.
you can ride in between the lanes. You know, the thing with lane splitting is it helps reduce traffic, and it drastically reduces almost completely reduces, or not reduces, but almost completely eliminates the possibility for a rear end collision to a motorcyclist.
Because you have two cars buffering between you, so that they would hit the car first.
Yeah.
Which would be a less fatal incident.
Well, see, the thing is,
more likely.
Motorcycles they can be very slim, you know, like just basically the width of the person's body
Mm-hmm.
is
They're
really
pretty nimble too.
Yeah.
If you're good at riding them.
Yeah. Well, if a driver is distracted, they're playing on their phone, and they're pulling up to a stoplight. They're not looking at the car in front of them. They look, maybe, you know, kind of see it out of their periphery or whatever. They see the car in front of them, but they don't make direct eye contact with that car.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably not going to see the bike in between that car and their own car until it's too late. Because people will haul up on traffic like fast for no reason, stop the brakes like last second.
Mm-hmm.
I've never understood why people do that. It's no reason for it at all.
I don't know.
But, and I'll call you out for that. You do that every once in a while. It scares the shit out of me.
Okay, it's on accident.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it happens. But, I've just never understood that. I don't know why people do it. But, like, people do that on purpose. Like, they just drive like that.
Also, people that ride asses for just no reason piss me off.
Oh,
I don't like when cars are all up on me, especially because I was always told it's safer to go the speed everyone else is going than going the speed limit sometimes. So every once in a while, like if I'm in like a 45, maybe I'll get up to 47, 49, 50. And, you know, if I'm 5 over, I don't think there's any reason, even if I'm the speed limit, there's any reason to be up my ass riding me. And it bothers me so much.
I don't ride people too close because I don't trust people not to stomp the brakes for no reason. So you'll never catch me tailgating. And like the only time I do tailgate is if somebody's going like significantly under the speed limit,
Mm-hmm.
like 20 or 25 under, then I'll get on their butt, but I'm not like right on them. I'm close, but I'm not like super close. I'm trying to get, come on, let's go. The thing is, I drive the speed limit pretty much no matter where I am, except for on the highway. I just ride with the speed of the traffic. Mm-hmm. But like I rarely speed. And
because statistically, it really doesn't get you anywhere faster. That's what I've heard.
Well, it's just like, to me, why? I mean, it's more dangerous. And you're also way more likely to get pulled over because you're actually doing something illegal.
You know, the only reason I speed ever is really just because I have a lead foot. And my foot just, like, slightly gasses a little bit. And then I'll have to, like, realize I'm, like, over the speed limit. And I'm just, like, let it off.
Yeah, speeding. The thing is, sorry to at my older brother, but my older brother has gotten a number of speeding tickets. And it's expensive. You have to go to, if you're a juvenile, if you're a minor, you have to go to juvenile court for it, and you have to pay the fines. You probably were gonna have to take some sort of class, or you're gonna get your license taken away, something like that. It's just not worth it to me.
Shout out Jay Wall.
Yeah, shout out Jay Wall. Love you, bud, but Jesus. I don't know.
Dude, it's okay. The cop knocked 5 miles an hour off.
He knocked like 13 off for Jay Wall or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, because he was in a 65. He was going like 83. I don't even know how much I'm not about to do math. But
83 minus 65 is, or minus 13 is 70. 70 into 65 then is what he got in trouble
well, he got
for.
69 and 65.
Mm.
It's 4 miles an hour over, which technically, I don't know why they call it a non-moving violation, but it is a non-moving violation. Something like that. Or a no points violation, I guess. Meaning that you were technically speeding. Because if you're going 66 and a 65, that's speeding. And you can get pulled over for that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you won't.
More than likely you won't.
I would say you won't. Nobody's going to pull you over for 66 and a 65.
It's not worth their time, honestly.
It's not. Because you can fight it in court. The thing is, if...
Court's probably reasonable, right?
No. Don't expect court to...
1 mile and over. Like, you could literally
no,
accidentally
okay.
tap the brake. Or
For 1 mile an hour over, yes. Like, they would be reasonable for that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, no. Like, a lot of times, like, the judges are just really kind of hard asses. And they just do it.
I wouldn't know. I've never gotten pulled over.
Well, the thing is, my brother is he's a respectable guy. He's really nice. He's a good dude.
Love Peter. He's a great guy.
Yeah, really good dude. But every time he's gone to court for a ticket or whatever, like, the judge has been isn't having it. And I feel like every story I've ever heard of somebody going to court for a ticket, the judge just isn't having it.
Really? I've heard a lot of people get off easy.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like all my friends have just gotten totally screwed.
Really?
Yeah. But yeah, my brother, like, he's gotten in a whole lot of trouble for no reason. Like, he's not a bad dude. He's really, like, he's got his stuff in line. He's doing well.
I think it's amazing how far he's gone.
Oh yeah,
what,
he's
21?
He's 21, and he's doing really well for himself. I mean, he's owns his own business, so it's a shared business with him and my cousin, but they're both running it, and they don't have anybody else helping them do it. They're doing a really good job. My brother is really smart, like really smart. He knows like so much about cars. I mean, I have a pretty good knowledge of cars, but what he knows is just totally next level.
I know nothing about cars. I remember that one night when I went over to Mitchell's house, and they were having a cookout, and we all had burgers and stuff, and I was sitting there, and this is basically me sitting on the end of the table, and this is between Mitch, Peter, and their dad.
Yeah.
So, Johnny's red Subaru's back in the shop again. Needs another rag and flagging carburetor. And I've already sank too much money into the thing. And then Mitchell's like, well, what if you put the oxidizing booty hole on the car? And then his dad's like, no, that wouldn't work. And I'm like, have you tried restarting it? I just couldn't follow at all. I'm not a car guy.
There's my mom and my sister-in-law, my brother's wife, and like even my sister when she's home, they've like all just kind of adapted to, if we're talking about that, they just have their own conversation because it just goes right over their head. Which is fine.
Yeah.
They just do their own thing. Which is
It's
cool because we're doing our own thing, so that's how it go.
Yeah. You want to know how little I know about cars? One time, I accidentally popped my hood and didn't understand how to shut it.
Really?
To be fair, my thing was like weird. So it has multiple locks on it, like to connect it back to the rest of the car. And I pulled it down.
What do you mean multiple locks?
So I guess I didn't shut it hard enough. It's kind of like when you shut the door. You can't open it back up without opening the handle, but it's also not closed all the way.
Yeah.
Same thing. So it had halfway, like the locking mechanism had locked, but it wasn't all the way in, so I couldn't shut it.
Yes.
I couldn't figure that out at all.
Well, your hood, I'll say, is not weird, because every hood has that.
No. I'm just saying, like, for me, I didn't understand that.
Yeah.
So it was just weird to me.
Yeah, every hood has that. Actually, I will tell you why every hood has that. It's actually really smart. It's basically a failsafe. So if you pop your hood by accident while you're driving or something like that, if you're on the highway and it didn't have that, and you popped your hood, that hood is a massive parachute and will catch wind if it's not latched down somehow. So basically, that extra lock there is a failsafe, so that if you're driving on the highway, something like that, you pop your hood, it doesn't come flying back and smash your windshield, because it will do that if it didn't have that, or it would do that if it didn't have that. So every hood has that for a very real reason. It's not just to be annoying. Stay woke. Everybody should know that. Just saying.
You know what I've been thinking about a lot lately?
What?
That commercial for Spotify where they're like in
Yeah,
a car chase.
Yeah, I love that commercial.
So basically, there's a car chase, and this guy's driving away, and the cops are trying to pull him over. And he's playing Wrecking Ball by Miley Cyrus, and all the cops start singing along and stuff, and like everyone's like, I came in like a wrecking ball, and it's like,
Is that Miley?
yeah,
I love
yeah,
that.
and he's like, the cop's like, is that?
And then both of the dudes, Miley.
Yeah,
It's so good.
and it's a great commercial.
If you have a minute, I think it's like a minute and 30 seconds or something.
Mhm.
You want to find the long one. It's like a minute and 30 something seconds. It's the Spotify Wrecking Ball ad.
Yeah,
It's actually hilarious.
yeah,
I
it
would.
is. The other commercial I think it's the funniest commercial this year. So, Geico did an ad for the FIFA World Cup.
Did they?
Yeah, and so basically this guy scores a goal, and it's kind of a joke on, sliding after the goal. So he scores this goal, and he starts to go for, like, the knee slide, and he just keeps sliding and sliding around the, like, stadium and stuff, and he does, like, a full lap, like, on his knees, and for some reason it's just the funniest thing ever to watch.
I haven't seen that. I should probably watch that.
Yeah, it's hilarious. But, I don't know,
I've always liked videos like that. I think those are
Mhm.
hilarious.
I used to be so into commercials.
Really?
Like I used to rewatch the Super Bowl commercials.
I've never been a fan of a single Super Bowl commercial. I mean, there were a couple that I liked, but there's never been one that I was like, that was a great commercial. That was awesome. Blah, blah. Like, I don't know, just never really cared for Super Bowl commercials. I think commercials just have to have like a little bit of character, and they need to be funny,
Mhm.
and that's all.
The
Like, you don't need to go over the top with it.
the other commercial I think is hilarious is the Skittles Pox one.
I think
It's
that
like,
one's good.
It's like the guy, he's like, I've got Skittle Pox, and his little girlfriend is like, really? And then she like pulls one off, like a Skittle Pox off his face and eats it.
And she's like,
She's like, are they contagious? And she's like covered in Skittle Pox.
He's like, I
He's
don't
like,
think so.
It's so funny.
No, I think that's hilarious. That's a good one.
Yeah. I think writing commercials would be really... I think music videos also... I always ask people, like, have you seen the video for that song or whatever, because I'm a pretty big music fan, but I really enjoy music videos.
See, I've never, like, really been a fan of music videos. The thing is that, like, I think there was a culture of music videos for a long time that was just, like, doing, like, weird things that, like, made it seem like... Okay, let me kind of explain the scenario of a music video that I'm talking about, right? So it's like they're like at just some like abandoned warehouse or something, and like there's like whoever's singing the song, and then like some really good backup dancers, and they're just like dancing in a warehouse, and there's like a nice Ferrari that they're kind of like the main dude's like sitting on or something like that. It's just like that. To me, is so not real.
Mhm.
Like, why, for what reason would you be in a abandoned warehouse with a Ferrari and then just people like dancing and like a light show?
See, the thing is, I like music videos more. First of all, the ones that have a story to them.
Yeah.
A lot of country music videos do a really good job at that, and a lot of newer age rap videos do a good job of that. And I remember I used to, so like the video I loved a lot was Next to You by Chris Brown featuring Justin Bieber.
I don't think I've seen that one.
So the video is basically exactly what the song says, the world's ending and all Chris Brown wants is to be with his woman. And it's, I don't know, it's just a cool video because first of all, Chris Brown's a great dancer.
Yeah.
And he really shows that off, and then,
Too bad he roundhouse kicked Rihanna in the face.
It wasn't a roundhouse kick.
It should have been. It really should have been.
Can you imagine, okay, the Ray Rice scandal where he like
Oh my
hits
God.
the girl on the the hotel.
Yeah.
You imagine, like, you just see this girl, like, kind of shoved into the elevator, and then she gets roundhouse kicked into the wall, Chuck Norris style.
God. Okay, why does Chuck Norris have, like, the whole roundhouse kick thing going for him? I've never seen the man do a roundhouse kick.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
And why Chuck Norris of all people? I mean,
You know who
haven't-
people need to reference more for fighting?
Who?
This guy named Ip Man. So, they've made movies
is
on
he a
him.
relative of Ligma?
Ligma who?
Anyway, Ip Man, you said?
Yeah, so IPMAN. It's basically, so he trained Bruce Lee. And so Donnie Yen, who's the Asian guy in the Rogue One, you know that movie, right? The Star
No.
Wars spinoff.
No.
Well, he's basically the Asian guy in that movie, and he's got all these movies about Ip Man. If you want to talk about the best fighter in movies, it's him. He does this thing where he'll punch someone like 30 times in a second. It's crazy. It's like actually so dope, and it just like makes me want to learn karate. It's actually called Wing Chun, but not to get technical.
I don't understand that culture. I don't know.
I really enjoy it.
Well, what are we at doing time-wise? 51. Oh, whoa. Alright, we're good. That's fine. I don't know. I mean, I think it would be neat to learn karate, but, like, I don't have time right now to do that.
I also don't have the desire to spar and get my ass kicked.
I would do that. I would spar.
I would get destroyed.
Well, if you get good at it,
Yeah, that's
you gotta
true.
you gotta get to that level.
You gotta spend the time.
Yeah.
Do the grind. Put in the grind on karate.
Exactly. You're not gonna be the best right out of the gate.
You'll
So
get
that
there,
works. The
though.
thing is, you're gonna be sparring people who are at your level.
True.
They're not gonna pair a, entry level white belt, whatever. You started white belt,
I don't know.
and then they're not gonna pair them with a, black belt with 2 stripes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Their whole because you get your ass kicked. But
I think it's funny that, like, the black belt is, like, the highest honor, but, like, I remember a lot of people saying they got their black belt, like, in 8th grade.
yeah,
I was like, is that really all there is? Is, like,
Yeah.
8th grade, you peak?
and they're like, "Don't mess with me, I'm a black belt." I cannot imagine an 8th grader beating the shit out of like a 25-year-old.
Yeah, or, like, anyone other than another 8th grader.
Yeah,
So
or
it's
somebody
just-
younger than them.
Yeah.
So, like, really, if you're getting in a fight, you're just banking on the person being your size or smaller.
Alright, I have a question.
Yeah.
Original Karate Kid or Jaden Smith Karate Kid?
I've seen Jaden Smith Karate Kid one time in, like, 2008, so no idea.
I actually watched this video on the original Karate Kid
Mhm.
and how the main guy, I don't remember what his name is. I know the bad guy's name is Johnny. But the main guy is, like, apparently the bully.
Yeah.
So basically
Oh, no, I saw that, yeah.
so basically it explains that Johnny, he's the antagonist in the Karate Kid movie. It literally just goes through how this other kid is just a douche to him and ends up ruining his
Beating him
life
and, like-
and all this stuff. And it kind of, like, made me think, because, like, the whole time you think, like, Johnny's such a D-bag.
Yeah, you're rooting for the main character, but...
Yeah, but then you realize, like, this guy just came in and just beat up a bunch of people irrationally and then learned karate as a defense against this guy having a girlfriend and her not wanting to talk to you.
Yeah, I don't know what the whole... I mean, I guess I've never seen the movie, so I wouldn't know all the context there, but I have seen that video, so I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that did actually, like... That's one of those things.
It's
where
weird.
like, it makes you think.
Another
You know?
movie that I thoroughly enjoy, it's probably my top 5 movies, is Django Unchained. You ever seen it?
No, never seen that.
It's a really good movie.
Okay, my favorite movie of all time is probably Full Metal Jacket. And then right below that is, like, Inglourious Bastards. I think those are 2 really good movies.
Interesting. I'm really into kids movies.
I mean, those are, like, 2 war movies. I need to kind of branch out and watch more stuff.
Have you seen
Full Metal
Fury?
Jacket was amazing.
Have you seen
I haven't
Fury?
seen Fury yet, no.
It's a great movie.
Is it?
I thought so.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a big army movie person, like,
Yeah.
war movie. Saving Private Ryan is probably the only other one I can remember. But
Yeah, that's a good one.
Fury's a good movie.
Saving Private Ryan's a good movie.
Well, it's a classic.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I don't know.
Is it weird that I watch kids movies alone though? Like if there's nothing to do, I'll sit. I'd rather.
Does this make me a
and just,
rapist?
no,
No.
okay. I love Paddington. It's just like
I don't know that
I think so. It's like about this like British bear.
Okay? So the thing is, you watch so many movies that I have no idea what you're talking about. 90%.
I do watch a lot of movies. I watch a lot of movies just because if I'm not doing something, I've seen a lot of TV shows already, and I rewatch a few of them, but like if I'm alone, I'd rather just watch a movie, like learn something new.
I always just watch YouTube instead of movies.
I do that, but I feel like sometimes I'm just not, because I don't like clicking through YouTube, and I also don't like doing it on my phone. I just like to sit back and like lean back and look at my TV, you know?
I don't know. I feel like I can look at a phone a lot longer than I can a TV.
That's interesting. I get so bored of my
Well,
phone.
here's the thing. If I'm watching like Netflix on my phone or YouTube on my phone and I get a notification, and I click on the notification, it pauses what I'm watching. Whereas, like, if the TV's going, it just continues. So, like, I'm totally not paying attention to the TV at all, and I'm missing everything that's happening when I'm, like, looking at my phone. Whereas, if I'm on my phone, then it pauses that. My attention is now somewhere else, and it's okay to be over there because it doesn't need to be on the phone.
Problem with that for me is, like, when I'm on my phone looking at something, like, especially YouTube, if I click away to, like, a Snapchat that I receive and come back, half the time it closes what I was watching and I have to go find it again, and I think that's so annoying.
Oh, and see, I never have problems with that.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because you have an older phone. Mine does that all the time.
6S, guys.
And it's literally just because it wants you to get YouTube Red, so it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna pay for it. I have so many subscriptions to so many things. I'm not gonna pay for that.
Yeah.
Because I have Xbox, Apple Music, Spotify, Hulu, and Netflix, and Bodacious Women. I mean, Google Plus.
I
just
only
kidding.
I only personally pay for Visco X.
Really?
That's the only thing I pay for.
I pay for everything I just listed.
I don't pay for my Netflix. My mom pays for that because like we have a family thing.
I pay for my family's.
And my Spotify is I'm on somebody else's family plan. I'm actually on Dylan Rockwood's family plan.
Really?
He was like, I have an open spot, like an open
Mhm.
account if you want one. And I was like, yeah, sure. So I just have that for free now, which is really cool. And then what else do I have? I think those are like the only really like paid things that I have. That
Well, funny thing, I provide Xbox for myself. I have since fourth grade.
Sorry, I have Xbox Live for myself too.
And then I provide Hulu for my family.
How much is Hulu?
If you get Hulu Plus without commercials, it's 12 a month.
Yeah.
But for anyone out there, if you're a student at any college, sign up for Spotify Premium and do a college account, and it will give you free Hulu Plus.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Which I couldn't do because I'm on a family plan
Yeah.
and didn't want to start a whole new account and pay $5 myself. So,
Yeah.
but I do pay for my family's Spotify and Hulu.
How are you gonna pay for that? You're broke.
I've decided to do street service.
Oh yeah.
So basically, I
Work
just
the
hold a
corner
sign
at
that
night?
just said, well, I'm like that, but I do mostly like handiwork or just like little things around the house.
Oh yeah.
So I just say
yeah.
like, I'll do a lot of stuff, but not everything for $10, you know?
Yeah.
So I have my limits, of course.
Oh wow, we're already at 59 minutes.
59 minutes.
Wow,
Well,
I feel like we just cruised through that.
I really did. Well, it's been a good podcast. Everyone follow at Mitch the Wonder Boy on Instagram and Visco.
Mm-hmm.
Follow Austin Hoying with 2 Y's, HUYYNH.
As always, don't add me on Snapchat.
Add me on Snapchat, King Austin 000. We can have a streak. I'll probably lose it. I'm terrible with streaks.
I'm horrible at streaks. Whatever. It's
Yeah,
fine.
but
Ooh.
and then so thank you to our 17 subscribers now, and then everyone who views our stuff. You know, we really appreciate it. All the feedback's awesome.
Yeah, that's really great. We
Really,
appreciate it.
really excited about what's going on here.
All right, guys. I guess we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for listening.
Just keep spreading peace and positivity, and we'll see you guys next time. Love
Later.
you.